here we are. Another spotlight with Mr. Joe Macdonald.
Jair, how are you?
How you doing, buddy?
Good, great to see you.
Cox Automotive in Florida.
Yep, Bradenton, Florida.
Bradenton, Florida. Wow.
Yes, sir.
How long have you been there, buddy?
16 years.
16 years.
Yes.
So how did you get into the automotive industry?
My dad was an auto technician, and we started fixing cars in the driveway, and it was just something that I really enjoyed. And first job, 17 at a Dodge dealership, family owned, worked there for, 25 years, and moved to Florida and took this job. So 2 jobs.
You know what? I'm going to ask something a little bit different because I want to know about you, and it's something I'm going to start asking when I have the spotlight is, what was your first car and what was your favorite car?
My favorite car was my first car. It was a 72 Plymouth Fury 2-door.
Wow.
Painted it black with gold metal flake metallic. So this is in the 70s.
Cool.
Krager Super Sports, jacked it up, 364 barrel. It was a nice car. It was a nice car.
It's nice.
Yeah, lacquer paint job. Nobody was allowed to touch it. Couldn't lean on it. This whole movie.
Yeah.
But it was good. That, I guess, was my first car. I don't think it was my favorite. I got to take that back. I had a 2005 Chevy SSR.
Wow.
And it was one of the ones with the Corvette powertrain.
Oh, wow.
So it was very quick, slingshot yellow. It was pretty,
Nice.
a little too flashy, but it was fun.
Now that's the one that has a
Retractable hardtop.
Yeah.
Pickup truck with retractable hardtop.
Man, those things are sharp.
Yeah.
I don't see them too often anymore.
No,
but
there's
man,
not a lot around.
no.
Not a lot around.
Wow. So, Joe, you've been in the program for quite a long time.
Started in 2013.
Wow.
Yep.
And how's your journey been?
Good. Very good. It was scary at first. I remember the first meeting and Chris having us stand up and take ownership of our numbers and write them on a whiteboard. You didn't know what to expect or what to think. What I thought I needed help with wasn't really even something that I should be concerned about. So pretty big learning curve in the beginning. Once you realize why you're here and what you're doing, it started to become easier. Be more open, more honest, be more upfront, and own your department.
Was there any moment in time where you felt like something clicked for you? Like you're like, oh, or when you realized something you applied actually started giving you some kind of result?
That aha moment for me was when I realized that there was a problem and I was the problem.
Wow.
So the saying is, the problem is between your ears, Joe. I was a low effective labor rate person forever, and man, I had all the excuses. Excuse number 312, whatever. I had them all, And someone called me out on it and said, that's bullshit. That's in your head. That's in your head. And I went back and I took that to heart, and then it all just started to happen. So I was my own worst enemy.
And I bet you that's very common with so many other managers, right? I mean, you've been
You hear
in the
the
business,
same story.
Yeah, you hear the same story over and over and over again.
Yep.
But it's funny because as a coach, to me, it never gets old. I love hearing people's stories. I love how, not only about being in the program, but just people's personal experiences in the business.
Yeah.
How they've seen it change. I mean, tell me something that you were accustomed to when you first began, back when it was your family, dealership, to how you see things here today and how dramatically different they are, right?
I mean, if you look at it from the technical standpoint, we actually used to repair parts, rebuild an alternator, rebuild the starter, rebuild the carburetor. So that part of the business has changed so much. And then computers, and then competition, and then, learning the financial aspect of the business and seeing, how all these numbers came together and what it really means.
Yeah.
It's just been, it's been a nice ride. It's a long sleigh ride. It's good.
Now, Joe, you've been successful for quite a long time, and I got to ask you the $1 million question because I get it all the time. Is how in the world does Joe win the GM or the Chevy competition every month. And they all want to know what your secret sauce is.
Okay, I'm going to tell them. I never told anybody before. So the problem's between your ears. You have to own it and fix it and want to win, motivate your people, and share with them what's going on. I mean, I have the greatest team that nobody wants to be second. Everybody wants to win. And when you get your team all on that same page and you have a common goal and they all know what we're working for, and for a while, no one was allowed to come into my office unless you were going to mark on the board. Then you could ask a free question. But otherwise, you pretty much know the answer. You don't have to come in and get my approval. You know what to do. Come in and mark on the board. We'll talk all day. What do you want to talk about?
Cool.
So it was just that discipline to finally say, I'm going to do this. I'm going to win. I can win. I have the right people. And we win a lot.
Do you have any story you can share with our audience members about a way you impacted, let's say, a particular employee?
Yes.
That didn't seem to like get it, but they saw the light.
Yes. I have a advisor. His comp name is Once-in-a. Yeah, it's a kind of an odd name, but it's every once in a while. His last name is Weil, so Once-in-a. So he started with me, and he really loves cars. He was a young guy. We gave him an opportunity. He worked really hard, and he just was struggling. Struggling. Just last week, he put his advisor goal sheet on my desk that we filled out in 2012.
Wow.
And his improved goal was to get to 1.1 hours per repair order and to get, $78 in ELR. So this guy's in first place in the comp this month.
Wow, that's great.
Yeah, he's the number one in the American group. So, 2+ hours, $115, $110. So we recognized, we trained, we coached. He saw another advisor that was doing good, and he's just come that far. So that's a great thing that we have this young guy that we give the ability to make a great living and take care of his family as we all grow and get better. So it's a great success story. And I'm sure there's those in every dealer.
Yeah.
There's somebody like that. And they got to have the drive. We can't teach that.
Yeah.
Either you're motivated or you're not. But if you're motivated, we'll teach you the rest.
Do you think that the comp is a good influencer?
Absolutely.
To motivate your people? I mean, what have you seen? I mean, we always talk about it, right? To us, it's like second nature, but we have so many clients that have come into the program and go, what is this comp? What does it mean? I don't know if I'm ready. I don't know what to do, and we try to guide them and push them kind of off the ledge to get in there, What can you recommend, what recommendations can you give managers that are really, they're afraid or they want to know, or, it really exposes you.
The comp is a tool, and you will see how good or how bad you are. I mean, because there's winners and losers, right?
Right. My
people are to the point now that they're like, hey, why didn't you print the comp for us? Why don't I know where I am? They're that interested that, on Wednesday morning or Tuesday at noon, they want to know, hey, where are we? What's going on? What's it all about? So, and they've used that to make themselves better. They'll find that person ahead of them, and then they'll figure out how to get ahead of that person. And it's really a tool. It's a coaching tool, right?
Yeah, it definitely is.
That's what it's made for.
Yeah. And
if you use it as that, it'll do you good. It'll do you good.
A lot of times I talk to so many of our clients and I say, we're trying to help you become an efficiency expert. Mm-hmm. Have a system in place, a process in place, and let things just kind of run. And, Joe, you're a perfect example of that. You kind of you can leave. Like right now, you're not even in, you're in downtown LA, and we can check into your store in Florida randomly, and things are happening.
Right.
How do you do that?
This is the third week in a row I'm out of the store because I have the right people and the right process, and it can run without me. One of the biggest things that I was afraid of, and I would have bet most every other manager is that, you know, you're going to hire people and they're going to be as good or better than you, and that's a bad thing. That's so not true. I'm trying to get people better than me every day to come and work for me, because I'll get better, right?
Yeah.
Just like you'll get better.
Yeah, of course.
So I have the right people in place, the processes are there. I won't say the place will run by itself, because, you know, maybe my dealer will be listening to this and think that's not a great idea.
Right.
Maybe get rid of me, whatever. But it really has to run when you're not there. It has to have enough structure. You know, you'll have to go back and, you know, maybe tweak something or change something, but
Right.
the structure is what keeps it going, and everybody knows what the next step is to do.
Yeah, I mean, I've surrounded myself with so many times with your advisors that come to the Top Dog event. I've known them personally, and the people that work for you just, they love your leadership. You know, they love the way that you embrace them, but you're firm with them. You show the same amount of respect to them as you would anybody else, and go, look, I know that we're a team. I'm your team leader. These are the expectations. If you deliver, then we can make it happen. Just like your example there. Hey, put something on the board. We can talk all day long, but come on in and let's give me something, and I'll give you something.
Exactly.
And that's an incredible, you know.
The empowering your advisor will set you free. I mean,
That's crazy.
coach
awesome.
Coach them if the decision isn't what you would normally do, but empower them to make a decision, because even a bad one is better than no decision.
Yeah, that's probably one of the biggest struggles for managers, is that we want to hold close and tight to what we have and monitor, like not let it go, because we think that if I don't do it myself, it's not going to be done right. But then if you never give your people the opportunity or the empowerment,
They'll never get it right, because they never had a chance.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's great. Well, you know, for our audience members, what would be one piece of advice that you would give anyone out there?
Join this group. Okay.
Guys, this is not a promotional video. You're already in it.
No, but I got to tell you, you know, I've improved so much since I've come to this. You know, I was one of those guys that thought I was already there, and, you know, it was all happening, and I wasn't even scratching the surface. And there's still so much more above that. Surround yourself with good people that are there for you for good or bad times. You know, there's people in this group that know all of my personal, you know, struggles that I'm going through, and I know theirs, but we help each other, not only at work, but at home.
Yeah.
And it's a big deal to have a group that you can rely on for that support. And the level of support here is, it's just tremendous. I don't call Chris my trainer, I call him my coach.
Yeah.
And why are you going to California? I'm going to meet with my coach. What are you guys going to do? We're going to get better. We're going to talk about what we can do to be better every single day. So it's a great journey, and I'm glad I'm on it.
That's awesome. You know, we were talking about being authentic, and you truly are authentic, Joe, and I commend you for that. But it's incredible how we accept our faults and our failures or whatever, but we also embrace our humility to make us even stronger.
Yes.
You know, there's so many times, you're right, I've seen so many people in the group that have been in for such a long time, and they go through their ups and downs, but for some reason or some way, shape, or form, every time their hand goes up, somebody's grabbing them.
Yeah.
Somebody's going to grab you.
Yep. It's so true. It's so true.
And it's just been an incredible experience, even for myself, you know.
Yep.
And me being a coach now, it's just, it really is a touching thing. And I thank you so much for sharing your story with us, Joe. And
You're welcome. Glad to be here.
oh yeah, I love it. And I just want everybody to know that we're going to be giving you guys every so often some special spotlights for service managers. So please tune in, especially on our webcast, and we'll probably share this in other outlets. But again, Joe Macdonald, Cox Automotive, buddy. Thank you so
Jair,
much for
thank you
joining
so
us.
much,
It was
man.
a pleasure. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you.